Most of you all can get two ILFs and walk off of your job. Now, that may not be great English, but let me reword that. Most of you that are watching this right now can get two pieces of real estate that you can rent or lease, take people from homeless to hopeful, and resign from your job. My name is Derrick Forston. I'm your big brother. They call me Mr. ILF. My wife and I, who's busy currently at the moment doing something, I don't know why she's doing it and we live. I'm joking because I asked her to. We take people from homeless to hopeful, and our love and joy is to show it to you. We go all over the world showing people how, again, man, you can take a regular residential property. You don't have to buy it, right? You don't have to go out and buy a property. One of the biggest cheat codes to me when I first got into this, when I found out you can rent or lease it.
Yeah.
And then we connect with social workers and case managers to take people from homeless to hopeful. Now, I'm very transparent. Now, I don't want you all to do this today, but I tell people I used to make $28,000 a year. That was a tough life, right? And that's why I say most people that find us on this channel, you guys can get two ILFs that you rent or lease, take people from homeless to hopeful, and literally resign from your job to do what you truly been called to do.
Yeah.
Because most of y'all love God, you love people, and you've always wanted to use real estate.
We'll
And
get into
that's
real
what we
estate.
do right here. So Shay, tell the people who
Yeah.
you are and we'll jump right into it.
Hey guys, I'm Shay Forston, better known as Shay here on the YouTube space. I am a ILF owner and operator, and I do this from a nonprofit standpoint. My entity, well, not my entity, the entity that I get to steward is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and I'm super excited about the great things that this organization does. But the one thing that I do and I do consistently is housing, and that is using the ILF model as a way to fund other programs that we run and operate through our nonprofit. So I'm excited to talk about it. But again, Derek, two homes, quit your job. This is part two, the sequel.
This is part two.
Deuce. This is the sequel.
And I think last time we didn't dive super deep into it because I think we ended up talking about some other stuff. But I'm going to say that one more time. If you just joined us, and again, don't put your salary in the chat. But when we're talking about a 4-bed, 2-bath home and you have two of those, we're now housing possibly 16 people.
Mm-hmm.
16 times or multiplied by 600, 700, 800,
800. Yeah.
900, or $1,000, because that's where most of us are going to be, depending on where you live at.
Yeah.
And most of my people are in that 700 range up to 1,000. And I would just love if some of y'all can help me in the chat because I want to talk numbers today, which we don't do a lot of actually.
Right.
Can somebody put 16 people in the chat multiplied by $700? And most of y'all that won't go below that. Now I got some people in Macon, Georgia, Valdosta, certain parts of the US that it's just really low. Certain parts of Flint,
Mm-hmm.
Michigan. Like you guys' rents are not going to be like my people that are down south Miami or New Jersey, New York, California, right? It's just different. But I'll tell you right now, most of y'all are going to be $700 a bed. You're going to get a 4-bed, 2-bath home. And guys, that's 700 times 8 people that would be homeless on the street without you. So don't forget the mission. Forget about the money for 2 seconds. Don't forget what this
Ooh,
is,
I love
guys.
that.
This is the love of God and real estate mixed together.
Yeah.
And the fact that you go make a lot of money doing this, that's why I can say, let's forget about the money for 2 seconds, just in case if there's anybody new to
So
us.
let's forget about it real
Here's a
quick. Yeah.
real quick intro. And just do me a favor, put the word new in the chat if you just happen to be new to us. Now, if you're always around like Tessie and Lee Stewart and Antonia and Tia Johnson and all of these people that are just super consistent because they just love to grow with us, great. Thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all can still also be anywhere. But if you're new to us, type the word new in the chat. But an ILF is just simply an environment where adults can live and thrive without the need for a lot of oversight. They're
Right.
independent. So we're not cooking bologna sandwiches, right, Lee? Lee. We're also not driving people
Right.
around,
Yeah.
right? Now, one day, Shay and I always kind of talked about it. And to be real with you, me and my brother, who's passed away, we always discuss one day where we going to get into that transportation. Kind of never did. That still intrigues me, right? Because a lot of our people do need to go places. But one more time, we're not cooking their bologna sandwich. We're not providing
Right.
transportation, and we're surely not giving out medications.
Correct.
And the proper word is administering medication.
Yeah.
We don't do that. Now, do we allow them to have it? Absolutely. So these are the kind of people that we serve. So we provide the roof over their head,
Mm-hmm.
no external services. Make sense, everybody? Nod your head, yes. And that right there, again, guys, is what we believe is the cheat code to the shared housing model, but also the affordable housing crisis
Yeah.
that is right now in your city. And the cool part about it, we call this ministry. So how cool is it that you can do God's will, meaning help God, do God a favor. God love that stuff when we partner, called covenant.
Yeah.
We just so happen to be doing it through real estate. Isn't that cool? Like most of y'all dream is to get into real estate. But what if you partner with God first, throw the real estate on top of it, merge that together, and we're helping people, which is also biblical. And guys, I'm no pastor, I'm no priest, I'm not a bishop, I'm none of that stuff. But we do love God, we love people, and we're using real
Yeah.
estate to do God's will, but also for you to make enough money to feed your family. We got this saying that we live by, just in case if you're new to us. Please God, help people, be respected by the community while we're doing it.
Right.
But my kind of one of my also favorite ones for you that's watching us, we want you to make enough money to feed your family.
Yeah.
Some of you guys are working really hard on your job. And this thing that we do, Shay, don't take an 8 hour shift or a 12-hour shift. Like, Shay,
Let's
you want
not
to
even
talk
talk
on
about
that? But
that.
like, can three of y'all type in the chat time, Time? This business also buys your time
Yeah.
back. This is also what afforded Shay and I to start multiple businesses. Not
Mm-hmm.
because we so great and all that in the bag of chips. Is that when you do this the right way, you're gonna almost find yourself bored. Like, what am I to do now?
Or you'll find other opportunities to start something to help more people. And I think that's the thing. It's not boredom, it gives you time to be creative. And what people don't realize is when you're capped into your Monday to Friday job, your creativity is blocked unless you
Mm,
have a role that allows you to be creative in a space to create and build and and fix and restore and all of that stuff. But when you're in a space like entrepreneurship, there's no guarantee that tomorrow's, that the residents you have today will be the residents you have tomorrow. There's
right.
no guarantee that, the relationship you had with said entity over here is going to be the same relationship you have in 6 months. So you've got to be creative and innovative so consistently that when you do get to a place of stability in your business, that you can now do other things. You can be creative in
Yeah.
another space, or you may see another need,
Yeah.
right? Like you may see, oh my goodness, I do this and I have all of these people that I'm housing, and I've got a pressure washing machine. Let's start a pressure washing business,
Which
right?
is
So
what we
now
did
we
also.
did. So we can now give them jobs and opportunities to get an income. We're not worried about them, breaking into somebody's house or doing something crazy. But now we have another form of keeping our residents busy and employed. So you'll see that you start getting more and more creative as you start building one business, and it's now on not on so much autopilot, but now you're sitting in the seat of oversight. Once you sit in a seat of oversight in a business and it's no longer a full-time job for you, you will want to create other things. And that's the powerful part about it. Two houses can, in fact, free you up, especially with the right people,
Yeah.
the right policies and procedures, the right processes. It can, like I said, the average income, not the person that's a CRNA or not a CRNA, a nurse anesthetist. Um,
Hmm.
they're not, yeah, CRNA, certified registered nurse anesthetist. They're not, they're not a physician's assistant, or, with higher paying jobs, that may not be suitable for you to leave your job, but it may give you the space to say, you know what, I can work pool now instead of
Yeah.
full
I like
time
that
and
shit.
create another entity to that benefits my job, right? My degree, my nursing. It may be starting your own clinic. It may be starting a whatever, but it just gives you that freedom to be creative and start new things and not be locked in to somebody else's schedule, somebody else's
Yeah.
hours, and your own hours. You get that flexibility to do so. So I'm excited to have this conversation today. I know that, like I said, part one, we kind of didn't navigate part one because we went down the rabbit hole of AI. That is going to be a consistent topic that we do touch on, because I think it is super important that people know how to um, put things in place that can help them minimize their hands on time.
Yeah.
right? And AI is the future wave of
Yeah.
that. Is the wave of that, not future. It's already here. And as it continues to evolve, like I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous. Like just a
Mhm.
little bit. I can't say I'm not. But if it's used for good, I think it will really help the entrepreneur to expand and grow significantly. So we'll be talking more about that in the Skool community. I'll be talking a lot about that in our tech talks, our AI conversations, all of those things, so that you know what's the wave, what's happening, and how you can position yourself to implement certain things to help you not just start a business and purchase yourself a job, right? The goal is to start a business, build it, step back from it, and oversee, have be the oversight and all of that good stuff. So, Derek, back to you.
Absolutely. So I just want to kind of touch on what you ended off on it, and that, like a lot of what Shay said, kind of just sums up to this: prosperity through purpose, right? And then, in case if you're asking what is that, this is what it looks like.
Right.
So for the people that just joined us, we're just simply talking about how we're using independent living facilities to get away from the rat race, as some people are calling it now, right?
Correct.
Or been calling it actually. And I'm just simply saying that if you get two 4-bed, 2-bath homes and you're helping 16 people, and I don't even talk about a model to where you don't double up and do two people per
Right.
room, to where it's
Yeah.
possibly just that one person per room, and now we're calling them all suites. But the cool part about the statistics that we've seen, that people that come into us, ever since I've been kind of coaching and teaching and even talking about this model, well before I left my job in 2017, 18-ish, right? I know now through all of those years that if you get two of these, most people that find us don't need a job. Guys,
Yeah.
I'm very transparent and tell you guys that I make $28,000 a year, and that's a tough life, right? When you got all these dreams and plans and goals and aspirations.
Yeah.
But like Shay said too, that 9 to 5 job is taking up 8 to 12 hours of your day. It's almost killing your dream, right? Because when you have time to do it, because you come home and you're tired. And I know there's a certain point to where you got to sacrifice and kind of, still push and grind
Right.
through that. But again, could you imagine helping people, being respected by your community, but also making enough money to feed your family? So, and that's what we're talking about today. So, I'm going to actually get to some math. I want to show some stuff, but I'm also going to go through just very quickly, again, just in terms of what makes this whole ILF model a no-brainer. One of the things that about that whole license things, you guys have heard us talk about that, right? And the crazy part about it, the more people that continue to do this the wrong way, there will be certain sanctions that are put in
And
place,
we're seeing
and it's
some now.
already
Yeah.
happening even with the
Yeah.
ILF space. So make sure again you're still doing your due diligence, but again, no medical oversight. I don't have to go to my city for permission. There's no certifications required, and again, the biggest hurdle in terms of me having to buy a property, that doesn't exist. And then some of these same people that we're going to be able to help in this model, that's going to be able to make said money, is the elderly adults, the military veterans. And in fact, right now, type in the chat, what do you desire? Who do you desire to help? What population are you currently thinking about? And then Shay is going to give you a teaching that we always kind of say, regardless of who you say, well, Derek, I want to house
Yeah.
veterans. Derek, I want to house them teenagers coming out of foster care.
Yeah.
Can 3 of y'all, actually, no, can 10 of y'all put in the chat right now, what is on your heart right now? Who do you want to serve? Right? And
Yeah.
then Shay,
What
give them
population?
eight
Yeah.
seconds and you jump, because you know where I'm
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jump right into that, and then I'll jump right back on this
I
train.
love this because we had the prime example of this the other day with and I'm gonna tell on Antonia and Lee. They started with housing men, and they noticed that it flip flopped significantly. They had two gentlemen in the home and then started getting rapid calling for females. So instead of saying, sorry, we can't house women, they had to they assessed the population that was in their home to see if it was viable to go co ed. So when I tell people this, and we don't normally say, yeah, go co ed, go co ed, we want you to have policies, processes in place.
Right.
Because if you don't, it can become a fiasco, right? So we're not saying start off co-ed, but there's an opportunity that your community may cause you to shift that way.
Hmm.
And if you do, to do it safely, you want to make sure that you have things in place to help navigate that space. But with that being said, like I just said, what does your community require? What is your community asking for? What are they, when the calls are coming in, and let's say it's calls for women between the ages of 35 and 45. They're not old enough. Sorry, that's not my population. You have to get in where you fit in to make an impact in the community in order to for people to know who you are. When you do this, people want to see that you are tried and true. They want to see that you can stand the test of time and that you're going to be consistent in what you're providing in your services, which is the housing, right? Our only service is housing. So you don't want to keep turning people away or organizations away because that's not the population you want it to serve. Now, if they're minors, if it's different things like that, that is outside of our scope, because remember, we only house adults. We only house adults. So if you want to kind of, you don't want to keep turning away the adult population. Let's say you want to house all women, right? I didn't come into this saying I'm going to house all women. When I got into this, I was handed over a house full of women. So that's how it became what it
From me.
is, right? If you ask me, I prefer housing men. It's a little bit different. The cattiness. If I tell y'all about some of the stuff that I've had to deal with just yesterday alone, because they're women. They're catty, they're petty, they can do they're hormonal. Like it's all of those things wrapped up in one. But that wasn't my choice. But when the phone calls started coming in and they were consistent for women, I maintained that. So you have to be honest with your community that you are flexible enough to be an assistant to help combat homelessness. So whatever they are in need of, that's your population, pretty much.
Mhm.
Until you get to a place where you can do separate housing types, and you have a men's house, you have a women's house, you have a house for women under the age of 40, you have a house for women over the age of 55. Like that's when you can start doing those things, but you want to get started. You've got to get started, and you don't want to be the barrier to yourself getting started because of the population you've told yourself that you're going to choose.
I love that. And we always make sure that we say that. So, Shay, can you look at the chat at some of the
Yeah.
things people saying? Can you call out some of the populations people are
So I
wishing
love
to
this.
house?
Mia said adults that need help, period.
Period.
Like that's the way
Mia,
we do it.
Mia, put period in the chat.
Just put period. Just
You can
period.
either put the period or the word period.
Period.
But
Um,
she sounds a lot like my late brother Otis. That was
yeah.
Otis's mentality. He said, "Bro, we house people, man. Like, ain't into that. I house women and men." He said, "Bro, I put them all together. I do co-ed. I got men. I got women. Bro,
Yeah.
God called us to house people." Now, I'll admit that's the attitude,
Yeah.
right? Now, Shay,
Yeah.
finish.
So then we've got Clarissa says elderly adult and vets.
My favorite, Clarissa.
Once
Like,
again,
now, if you ask me, Clarissa, if you ask me, Miss C, that right there is my favorite.
okay. So ATL says, I want to serve those aging out of foster care.
Can I coach right here? Now I trust that she's got the heart for it, the patience, and the time.
I think so.
But watch this. Guess what I'm also good at, y'all? Knowing what I'm not good at, I know that that population right there is not my cup of tea. And not because I'm this mean guy and I'm
Right.
gonna
No, 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 no,
mistreat
no, no,
them.
no, no.
Lifestyle. We coach that if your lifestyle don't fit to this, meaning what if ATL got 3 jobs? She's got 4 entrepreneurship endeavors. She's got a family that depends on her. She's got a needy boo thing. She's got a dog, 2 cats, and a gerbil. Her lifestyle is
Gerbil.
not built to handle this population. So the way that we coach it, you also got to consider your lifestyle. Are you
You have
busy?
to. Yeah.
Are you what if I heard about ATL and people said, man, you know what an ATL lady was? She ain't really got no patience, Derrick. Like she does not like kids. That don't match.
Yeah.
But the fact that she said that, I'm gonna ask her. I bet you she's probably got a background in it. She's
Correct.
got a heart for it and probably been around it.
Yeah.
But I always tell the story, probably been 4 years now at least. There was a pastor that came to us, and a lot of pastors do. Derrick got a heart for the homeless and a heart for the young people. Derrick, I want to serve the young people. So said, so done. He came through our mentorship. He was one of the first people that I never taught like how to get like elderly adults or
Right.
adults.
We
He
talked
said,
about
Derrick,
aging
I
out.
want
Yeah.
to work with DCF.
Yeah.
Department of Children and Family. Derrick, I want to work with that 18 years old to 20.
Can I tell you that
Shoo.
lasted a month?
Derrick, I want to work with the ones aging out of foster care. Y'all,
Within the
he
first
ran out
48
of that thing.
hours, his first 48 hours were
The
tumultuous.
kids were running away, sneaking people in, breaking windows. Like, he was
One
like,
guy,
bro, I
like
didn't know.
remember one of the kids broke into the neighbor's
And
house.
I'm sure it's not all of them like that.
It was a lot. Like he went through a lot. So we have to tell you, like, when you do that, you want to set and we talk to our doc residents, our family that we coach, that if you're gonna go that route, you do want a house mom or someone in the home. Just to maintain order, right? These are individuals, these young people don't know how to conflict resolute. Like
Yeah.
they're not good with conflict resolution. They're not good with boredom. They're not good, they see freedom and think that it's, balls to the wall, let's go. Like let's get it. So you've got to have some caveats in that
Yeah.
housing model, and a lot more structure, right? Like we have structure, but it's a lot more structure that you want to involve in that particular housing
Yeah,
model
you gotta
just to
add you
maintain.
have to add structure. And let me just give
Yeah.
another coaching moment here, right? And it's not because of these kids are so crummy. Guys, they
No.
come from crummy situations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Abuse, neglect, verbal abuse, physical abuse.
Yep.
Some of the stuff like you couldn't even imagine,
Yeah.
right? And it'll break your heart. But I tell you right now, if you ain't built for it, you leave that population alone.
Yeah.
You will do them more of a disservice than
And
helping them if you don't have the time, the patience, and the
yeah.
know-how and some good coaching. And even though we gave him good coaching, he said, "Derrick, this ain't for me. This is nothing of
Because
what
it
I thought."
became too involved,
And
and
then,
it literally got into his day to day.
yeah,
It really
it affected his
impeded.
ministry, his
Yeah.
number one ministry, which was marriage, but also his church.
Yeah.
So, like the 2 and the 3 and the 4 o'clock in the morning calls were regular. Like he didn't get calls during the daytime. It was
Hmm.
when the lights went out. And another thing that he kind of experienced, and I hope this is nobody's experience, it was like once they were discharged to him, there was no aftercare, meaning
Yeah.
no case management. It was like, here you go, preacher. They yours now.
The the
Whoa,
program the
you
program
wait.
shorted
You
them.
told me when you give me these kids, you guys were going to be here to support me. And it wasn't that.
Yeah.
So that was another part that, if you do get into that population, ATL, I would want you to ensure that if they give you a client, discharge a client to you, a guy that's 18 years old on Thursday and they kick him out of the program on Monday morning, I just want you to make sure that there's some
Wraparound
support, some
services.
wraparound
Yeah.
services surrounding him because what happens when he acts up or disappears,
Yeah.
escapes? What is the process? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
stop on that. I also want to say this, and I'm gonna give it back to Shay. Even after you heard that, money follows ministry, guys, and it's built into what we do. I prayed my whole life, God, can you give me a business that make me rich to where I can help people? Dummy me, I was on that job for 9 years, not realizing God gave me everything I asked for. I said, God, I want to help people. He used Shay to trick me to go to college. I said, God, I want to, uh, be involved in real estate. And he allowed me to see a lady that was housing people in Roaches making $40,000 a month doing it.
Yeah.
So again, we just said, why not us, but do it the right way. Back on you, Shay.
No, you said it. So ATL said yes, that is the population. She said she's a high school teacher.
Okay.
So you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like wow. So you've seen the calls that we get of, children or these young people going to be displaced because of things that we wouldn't even believe, like
Teenagers
not
don't know
having a
this stuff.
bed.
Yeah.
They'll go into the system if the parents don't have a bed. It's certain things that happen that trigger the that system to initiate in the lives of these young people. So yeah, I think you've got it. If you're a high school teacher, this is definitely like I can see so much. Like you can even do homeschool. You can have a homeschool program. You can even, like, because you're a teacher, you're an educator. If you can find a program that you can provide in your ILF for those that did not get their high school diploma, like you can do it in-home GED program
Because
for
she's
them.
got it already inside of her.
You can do all sorts of
Yeah.
different things within your housing program. So that's definitely, I can see that being
Yeah.
a true stamp of approval for you in that population type. But just make sure you surround
Even on the
yourself.
nonprofit side of it, Shay, if that's what you're saying. But
Yeah, and for the
even yeah,
nonprofit
the non
side,
like I can see that as a nonprofit for
correct.
you, actually.
Correct, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of now new programs you can add to that.
And
Like
they love to
prime
throw money
example,
at that population too, because it's just not enough of it. Like
yeah, there's
all of
a
y'all could
whole
get
bunch of
50
federal
houses for that
funds.
population, and it still wouldn't be enough.
There's a lot of federal
Yeah.
funds for that population. There's a lot of ask, right? The communities are asking for it direly for the 501c3s to step into that space. And then you can also start another entity that does education. Like you can add all these different arms
Yeah.
into that, and really, yes, make an income, right? You're not going to get wealthy, but let's say you have a for-profit entity that does the education. Your nonprofit can partner with your for-profit entity to provide those services. So your for-profit gets paid by the nonprofit for rendering services. But you just got to make sure that your bylaws and that your board are in agreement with that. And that there are no lines crossed in your bylaws and your operating agreements and all
Wow.
the operational documentation for that.
That was a little like a 3 minute little master class. So if you guys that desire to go nonprofit, I hope you was taking notes. Nevertheless, let's take a really quick commercial break and let's hear from my two brothers, David and Dennis. We'll be right back.
David, I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith. And while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time. Yeah, I remember that. But, and you won't believe it, but I actually found the property and it's in one of them HOAs. And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening because that's one of my major rules is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association. Because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here and you can't not sublet, which is the entire like model of what we do. Does that make sense?
We're back.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for being a part of the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. And we're simply talking about today how you can get 2 ILFs and quit your job. And that's most people because, again, if most people that find us, they're in that range of what I used to make, that 28 grand to 40 grand, right? If you're 50 grand and under, right, you can get two of these to probably say la vie, right? Now, I often give the caveat to say this,
Say la vie.
or you, it's like that. Hopefully that actually means how I said it, because sometimes I use things out of context. Don't y'all pick on me if I did it. Watch
Wow.
this. So my brother, we used to call him Double Up. So if you one of them people that's got a good job, don't leave your job so fast. I got a whole sermon about how if I could have done things over, I would have done a few things different. Now, I still would have left my job. I would have just positioned myself a little bit different. Dummy me left the job and then go to the bank hollering about business
Yeah.
credit.
Yeah.
The bank don't care nothing about my entrepreneurship. They trust my job more than they trust this thing I'm building.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some good coaching. Do not leave your job, which you've been on for 13 years, and then go apply for business credit talking about you started a business. Big mistake from me. Remember,
Yeah.
I'm the big brother. Let me make all the mistakes for you. So I'll say it slowly because I talk fast. Me, ready to leave that job so fast and start this dream, which I did. Dummy me didn't realize that I lost all of that credit while I was at a W-2 job, which the bank really trusts. The bank don't trust that idea that you thought of, that you saw on YouTube and started a business from it. They
Yeah,
don't trust that. They trust that. I don't care if you make $8 an hour, but you've been there for 2 years. They trust that more than this entrepreneurship thing.
they do.
So
Yeah.
get your stuff established at the bank first before you walk off that job. Put a number 70 in the chat if that makes sense. And if I don't see at least 5 people do that, I'm gonna lose it.
So
Because that's some good
I
coaching
want
shit.
to add this too.
That was a
So
big
we're
mistake I
talking
made.
about two homes and quit your job. What are the steps? Like, what are the foundational steps that you need to do? For one, I'm going to say, um, start doing your legwork, right? Start assessing the need in your community. Join specific meetings. You can join as just you, right? Join the CFC. Your like for us, the CFCH is Central Florida Coalition for the Homeless. That's our one of our groups that we joined. Join different organizations. See what they're doing. See what's the need. See how you can implement yourself or your business into this space. If you're somebody that's on, and this is for somebody that's on the fence, and not even just on the fence, this is legwork, right? This is assessing the situation
Mm-hmm.
and calculating the cost, right? And this is not the financial cost. This is calculating what's around you in regards to like you being a resource. What's the need? Can I meet this need by starting an ILF? So that's step one. Step two is going to be, as we always say, turn yourself into a business, nonprofit or for profit. Now, if you're somebody that says, Shay, I like the idea of the nonprofit, but I want a for profit first, I will tell you this: build them both at the same time. Because what most people don't know is that nonprofits do better with age in regards to funding, right? I'm in many groups for 501c3s for nonprofits on Facebook. And one of the hot topics the other day, Derrick, was I just started my nonprofit. I need grants. No, 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 no,
Shay
no,
said, no, 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 no.
no, no.
Why not, Shay?
I need you to even know what a grant can do. I need you to be able to have a budget for a grant with a program, right? Like there's a lot of nuances to grants. Like people think it's just this gimme, 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 and somebody's just throwing money away.
Mm.
It doesn't work like that. Like guys, I just cashed a $10,000 check 2 weeks ago from a bank that that I partnered with, right? They gave me the funds, but I had to present to them the the program. What is it that they're funding? Like those are things that they want to see. And at the end of the year, like by December 31st, I have to submit what was done with that money.
Mm.
Right. So a lot of people don't know that that's a part of that process. So that's why I say if you want to go nonprofit, but you're like, no, I want to go for profit first, do them both together. Do them both together. Go through the whole process to get the 501c3, have your for profit entity fund your nonprofit. Right. So now you've got some tax relief at the end of the year because your taxes are going to look a lot a bit different when you come into the entrepreneurial space, right? Your tax burden may be $40,000-$50,000 at the end of the year. It depends on how quickly you grow your entity, right? So now if you can fund this nonprofit to provide meals, it may be food, right? It may be a food pantry in your ILFs. That can be the primary purpose of this nonprofit for the first 3 years. But if it is consistently doing something, then you've now got a leg to stand on when it comes to the grant space. So I say if you're going to go nonprofit if you want to do them both together. Start them both together. Um, that's starting a business, making sure you get that EIN number, making sure you set up all of your SOPs, right? Those are your standard operating procedures. How are you going to operate as a business? Because you're going to be that one that needs to be able to articulate that to the people that you work with. When you're doing intakes, when you're doing assessments, when you're collecting your funds, what does your rental not rental, what does your payment policy look like? Right? Do we have a payment policy? What is a payment policy, Shay? Are you making it mandatory that their payments are auto deducted?
Mm-hmm.
Are you making it mandatory that they pay once a month even if they have a job? Don't do that. That's a gem. But if, what are your policies? Because these are things that when you're ready to step away from this and you want to put somebody else in position to oversee this process, it's there, right? This is no different from me starting a bakery or any other type of shop. My policies and procedures have to be there. They have to be identified. They have to be documented so that everybody has clear expectations of how you do business, including yourself. So those are the basic steps. That's, to me, is going to be the steps that I give today to where they can get two houses and successfully, with all of those parameters in place,
Mhm.
be able to be successful. And don't forget a website, CRM, all of that stuff,
Yeah,
right?
that's mandatory.
You got to have all of that stuff because people are going to trust but verify. They want to know that you truly
Which they
took the
did with you.
time. Yeah, oh yeah, the bank that is my partner, like, thank you to First Horizons Bank. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, appreciate you
We
guys.
truly appreciate our partnership with you all. The ability that I get to impact the lives of so many people because of you all trusting us every year for the last, what, 4 years, 3, 4 years, has been a tremendous blessing to us. And we just want to say thank you. But even with that, I would have never had gotten that had I not had a website, had I not had
They
a
told you
home.
that's one of the things they check.
Yeah,
They told you
that
that.
he told me that he's like, I knew that, and I said this the last time we had a conversation about this. I knew for a fact that something was going on. I just didn't know what, because I get notifications through the CRM. At that time, the CRM, I had it set up to where I was getting notifications of new visitors, new APIs, new systems that were touching my account, my website. And this one week it was crazy. Like, I had so many website visitors, and I was like, this is odd. And they were kind of trekking in the same patterns.
Hmm.
Like, they'll go to the homepage, then they'll go to like our donations page, then they will go down to like where all of my financial documents and stuff are, like my 990s and everything like that I file. It's available on my website. So they will go into those different places, but they were going like kind of in the same orders. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, something's happening. And when I found out, the biggest thing was you have everything that is necessary
Hmm.
as a nonprofit that makes an organization
Make it easy for
to make a decision on providing funds, because I didn't have to call your office and ask for this, and this. It was readily available to
'em.
me. So again, I teach and train on that. If you join us at Forston Consultants, I am your nonprofit coach, and I help you walk through the process of starting a 501c. How do you become fundable? What parameters, what things do you have to implement to for others to look at you and say, "Hey, I feel good providing placing my resources in your hands as a resource as well." So, yeah, that's what I feel is the most important
Absolutely.
for anybody, to take two homes and leave their 9 to 5.
I love it. Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
I've been teaching people how to start their own independent living facility for years. But you know what I noticed? Everybody's got that one question that kind of stops them from getting started. And I want to be the cure to that. August the 4th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, I want to teach you and answer every question that you have about the ILF model so that you can leave the 9 to 5 grind and do something that you're truly being called to. Let's go.
All right, let's do it, guys. Don't forget, you heard the guy. August the 4th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm answering that one question that
Yeah.
stops a lot of people. So make sure you join this because I want you guys to walk off of your job one day, right? But again, if you got a great job, we're going to keep it for a while, probably a good little while. Because again, if you go in when you want to, leave when you get ready, nobody bothers you at
Don't
work,
leave, stay.
nobody's over your shoulder. Like, why would you leave? Let's
Let your
just
job,
double up.
yeah, let
Let's
your job
double
fund
up.
it. Let your
Absolutely.
job fund
Yeah.
your dream, right?
So I
Um,
want to jump into some of the numbers now, right? So
yeah.
obviously I've been showing these pictures, but I want to now talk about what does the math now look like for something like this. Obviously, this room is a private room. This guy don't have no roommate, right? This person also private suite, meaning the bathroom is in this room,
Hmm.
right? So Shay is going to break down what do we call all of these different rooms, and then I'm going to talk about the math of it. So Shay, I'm going to talk about this, but Shay, can you explain What is a room like this called if there's no bathroom in it, but it looked
So
like that person don't
perfect.
have no roommate?
So if it's a private room,
Yeah, that's
we
a
just
big
call
bed.
it our private accommodation,
Okay.
right? The private suite is a private room with restroom with an ensuite. So just like you go to a hotel, you got the ocean view, you've got the beach walkout.
Okay.
You know, you got these different segments. So we've got the private accommodation or the private room, the private suite, which has an ensuite, so suite, ensuite, and then you've got the shared accommodation, which is a room with two beds. So you will have a
Watch this
roommate.
though, for the people that don't know, because Shay, you also have this. This room is a I'll let you tell it. There's a bathroom in this
Correct.
room, but you
Correct.
still did two twins. So what do
It's
you
a
call that?
private suite.
Okay,
So now these two individuals have their own ensuite,
got it.
right? So now
Jacuzzi,
think
walk
about
in.
this, right? Think about this. I can price all of these rooms differently because of what they're obtaining, like what they have,
So Shay, you
the
telling the people
amenities.
that are watching us right now, all of your tenants don't pay the same rent?
No,
Okay,
they
that's
do
gonna
not.
confuse somebody. So talk about it.
It's based on room type,
Okay.
right? So my private suite is 940. That's a private room with a bathroom, nice bathroom at that, and it's a nice size room. My private room is $100 less. It is 840, right? Now my shared accommodation, it starts at 640 to 700. It just depends on the room size and where the room is located. Because I've
So
got one
so
room.
hold it. So this one is mine, y'all. This is my Ben's house. But
Correct.
let's just say if this was Shay's house, what are these two beds here in your place?
So I
Because you
know,
serve women as a
correct,
nonprofit.
700.
Okay.
700.
And that covers the what for anybody that's new to
Everything.
us?
It covers their bed fee, their utilities, and that's
So
water,
your ladies don't get a
lights.
separate light bill and a water
No,
bill from you, or y'all don't
no,
split
no,
the
no,
water.
no,
Okay.
no, no,
How
no.
about Wi-Fi?
That's available. House phone.
Available or is it
It's
included?
there. It's includable. It's included.
Lee, you got to watch that language, Lee. I
Yeah.
want to know, is it available or is it included?
It's included.
All right, Shay, see, I almost caught you
You
slipping.
did. You did. You did. You
Y'all
did.
see how everything we do is
Language.
verbiage
Language is
and
the
language?
locator. Yeah.
Because if I really say it's available, available means, yeah, but she going to charge me $40 a month for it. See how I caught that, Lee?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So is it included in your
It
rent?
is included.
All right.
Everything is
Now,
included.
let me drop a
So
gem.
hold on. Let me tell you what else is included.
Okay, go ahead.
All of the cleaning supplies,
Ooh.
all of their detergent to wash their clothes is available at my ILF.
Available or included?
Included.
Shot, Lee, do you
But it's also
catch that
they're
language?
charged. No, hold on. They're charged for it it's a part of the rent. Now, whether they choose to use it is on them.
Okay.
Because I've got some that would say, no, I like the little pods,
Yeah.
right? Rather than the liquid. So it's available. Even though it is included, it's still available.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying?
Now mine is included.
You feel me?
Shay and I own a residential and commercial cleaning supply company. So all of your cleaning chemicals, right, including laundry detergent, we've gotten into that now. And it started with just for our tenants. It's now grown outside of that. So I now wholesale it. I sell it to regular people, commercially, whatever. And it's called No Brainer Solutions.
Anthony, I
So
like
with
that one.
us, it's included. But Anthony say, but
But
available.
Yeah.
Maybe we switch it. It's available, but it's included.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people, like Shay say, she got bougie girl. I don't want to use your soap. I got my
Let me
own
tell you,
pot.
I
No
have
problem.
how many people? I have 7 women in that house right now. 2, right? 4. Yeah, I've got 7 women in that house right now, and I can go through a 5-gallon in 30 days. My
Not me.
ladies go through about not completed. It's
We have
about
about a 5-gallon, and that's what she's talking about, y'all.
yeah. My ladies go through a 5-gallon in about I'm gonna say a month and a half. Let me give them that to where it's empty.
Yeah.
And now because it's now I don't have anyone that it's available to. It's included for real, for real.
And I'll just say it right here on the live channel. Like, I'm not ashamed or afraid to say this because I know, watch this, Lee, because I know they're going to overly use it because
Yeah.
it's free.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm talking about the Dawn dish detergent, laundry soap, the
Yeah.
floor cleaner,
Yep.
like the all of the chemicals that keep that place smelling good. It's
Yeah.
on me. They're gonna overuse it. And also because my stuff is concentrated and commercial, I cut it. So when I give it to my tenants, they don't get it full strength. So
Absolutely.
that 5 gallon bucket is actually 2.5, and the other 2.5 is water. And it's so thick
Yeah.
because they're gonna overuse it anyway.
And what I
So I
love,
do that for my tenants.
my ladies tend
And
to
they
water it
love
down
it.
even more.
They love
Like
it.
they're fun. I love my ladies. They're a hoot. But yeah,
Watch
so
this
go
though,
back, go
y'all,
back,
because
go
I'm
back.
getting way long.
Yeah, same here. And
But
we got somewhere to be.
we're giving you insight.
Yeah.
So right here again, I want to get to this because here's the actual topic of today. Right here is a good example. Now, since this slide was created, I'm now going up $10.
Yeah.
My shared accommodation is $750, but let's just keep it at that $740, guys. That's $59.20, right? And if I got my other, now this is kind of like my favorite slide. Here is a real example of where all of my fees go in terms of what I made and then what's left over. Now, some of y'all gonna jump straight to the profit, and that's fine. But I like to go line by line because Lynette still counted, and she kind of taught me that.
Right. You got to go line
Now,
by
for
line.
me, that first thing that I'm gonna give out of that money, I don't call it a bill per se, because we got this little quote that the old women say back in the Baptist church: "It's not a debt I owe, but a seed I sow." So I believe in sowing into the ministry, right? The storehouse. I believe in that. If God allow me to keep 90% of everything that's his already, he just said, "Hey, Derrick, man, help out your local church and give 10% to some good works." Like, I'm down with that. I also believe that it says, "Derrick, if you trust me, you will give that 10% and you will allow me to show you how big I can make that 90 that I'm letting you keep." And then my mind frame is that all of it belong to God anyway. So I think that's just a good mindset to have. You can call it whatever you want to. You can attack religion, whatever you want to do. I call it a great mindset, being a giver, because you can't outgive God,
You sure can't.
and you reap what you sow. So we're always looking for opportunities to be a blessing to people.
How about this? You can't outgive God and you won't go broke trying.
Ooh, now put it on a t-shirt,
And
because
you won't go broke trying.
Antonia might try to steal that one. Put
Anthony,
that
I'm
on the
gonna get
shirt.
that one to you. You can't outgive God and you won't go broke trying.
Antonia probably running around in her living room right now. Watch this though. Now, I jokingly say this, but I'm serious. Because I'm not petty, I round that up to $600, y'all. Now, you can keep your $8 if you want to, but they pick on me if I do that. So way back in the day, I learned that lesson. So I round that up. And sometimes we call that offering. That's free will. Oh, see, I ain't gonna get into all that. The rent is $1,800.
That's one
Which
property.
I'll admit
Correct.
is a sweet price for me in Orlando, Florida. That's a 4-bed, 2-bath home. Guys, that insurance, when it's broken down by like per property, that's $70. That's gonna keep me off the channel 8. Well, not really, it'll keep me off the news, but it's gonna keep me out of trouble, right? Keep me out of the courtroom from getting in trouble, being sued and draining my pockets, right? The lights and water on a really good month, and even in the summer ranges at $350. Because I got tricks and trades to make that light bill be real low. Because if not, they'll drop that AC down to 60 and they'll freeze the unit, and now nobody can stay cool.
Yep.
Because remember, they don't pay for it per se in their mind, so they're going to drop it down real low. And then they're going to go in and out of the door all day. All day. Now, after all of these fees, because that Wi-Fi is also on me, I'm telling the social worker, I said, "Ma'am, you know what? I understand that a lot of these clients that we're going to get, they don't have like a phone service. But here at Second Chance, we want them to be able to be in contact with their family, 911, and anything for an emergency or their case management. So we offer free Wi-Fi.
And a house phone. Don't forget
Did you catch that? We offer free Wi-Fi, and Shay just said, and a house phone. Social workers, believe it or not, will thank you genius for something just like that, because a lot of people just don't do it.
Right.
So one more time, we believe in this, and if you will look at the profit, guys, that's $3,000+ And again, as a social worker, guys, I was making nothing like that. And I had a degree.
Yeah.
So that's why I say most people can times that right there by two. And I know we got fees and all of that, but I took the fees out already.
Right.
I know you got lifestyle, but you mean to tell me after all my fees, I can still bring back $6,000 from two houses? That's why I say most of us can get two of these and leave our job. Back on you, Shay.
All right, so I want to answer the question in the chat. Um, Journey Joy, if you are still here, put a number 1 in the chat so I can see that you're still in the building with us. So Journey Joy asked, what tools and materials are in the DIY package? The DIY comes with all education, right? Any like the whole course
Everything my
to get
one-on-one
started,
people get.
but you just don't get us in person. Um, are we doing anything special for the summer with the DIY?
We are actually. If they join the DIY inside of the Skool community, it's
It's a
not
lot,
$9.97,
right?
it's $6.97. So I always tell people that, like, I don't hide that. If you're going to get the DIY Journey Joy, don't get it
From
like
our
from my
website.
website.
Don't do that.
Join our Skool community, which also gives you access to Shay and I cheat code, right? Weekly.
A lot.
And
Yeah.
a lot. So we throw a lot of teachers and business funding, business credit, personal credit. My accountant speaks in that
Correct.
community and we speak in it. So the cheat code is getting the DIY inside of the Skool community. And you can do that by texting the word new
That's down
to the phone number that's scrolling below.
Yeah.
But yeah, so instead of it being $9.97, which is still a steal, it's a super, you're robbing me at $6.97.
Yeah.
Because it also comes with that CRM system. Remember, the whole back end to this business, we give it to you.
Website,
right?
CRM.
And all the paperwork, the legal paperwork that you need to be legit.
Right.
So
So website, CRM system,
and all the
business
coaching.
phone, all of the AI tools are already in that system. So you get all of that stuff with the coaching, with the DIY. The DIY is a do-it-yourself, a whole bunch of videos that walk you through every process of getting started. When I tell people, if you're going to get the DIY, make sure you get it, like Derrick said, in the Skool community, because now you're in school with us. I have coffee Q&A Tuesdays. We've got the group coaching session every 2 weeks on a Wednesday night. Then we've got our special guests that come in and teach and train. We just had the business maven, who's our personal accountant, come in and do she did a phenomenal job on Wednesday night.
And she's already said that she's coming back for a series.
Yeah, she wants to do a series.
So she wants to do a series with us. So we're super excited about it. And then we'll have people like Tiffany Gamble, who's late today. Can 5 of y'all say, Tiffany, where you been? Tia Johnson, and Antonia, ATL, Lee Stewart. I want all of y'all say, Tiffany, where you been? Because what Tiffany don't know, we were talking about her yesterday, actually.
Yes, and Tiffany's on Facebook.
Tiffany also is going to be speaking in our community.
Yeah.
I've been trying to twist her arm, y'all, but I don't think I'm twisting it hard enough. But we're going to bring Tiffany in because
I got it.
Anytime we're coaching somebody that does really well at this, and I'm picking on her right now, Tiffany does really well at this, y'all, over there in Virginia. She's going to pour into you guys too.
Tiffany, I need to call you today. I got a request on TikTok for somebody that is looking for housing in Richmond, Virginia. So I need to send, I'm waiting for her to respond back, and then I will text you with the information. Okay.
And Tiffany, tell your VA to get with my VA, right? Secretary or assistant to assistant, and you need to get on our schedule. We want you to speak in school. And she probably said, Derrick, what are you doing? Yes, Tiffany.
It's going to be fun. We'll be there with you.
And on here.
Yeah,
so when Jess and your assistant speak, book you for both.
Yeah.
YouTube and Skool. Because I want people like Joy. Who's that? Joy? Let me see.
All of them. Like
that
everybody.
New person. I want them to hear from people that we've also coached.
Yeah.
What have they been through? Like, what are they doing to be successful?
Yeah.
Right? Tiffany is one of those people that Shay spoke about years ago before we even met her. And Dornico Rigel from Dayton, Ohio was one of the first people Shay said to was like, hey, Dornico, you're going to have to be a trailblazer because D said, Shay, don't nobody know what this is where we at.
That's
Tiffany was
fine.
just like that over there in
And she
Richmond,
killing it.
Virginia.
And she's killing
But you
it.
soon enough got to be the trailblazer.
Yeah.
Tiffany, you still here? Shout me out if you here, sis.
Yeah. She's
Tiffany's
on
good people,
Facebook,
man.
so she'll post from
Over there
Facebook.
in Richmond, Virginia. So I don't care where you live at. This works in all 50 states. And one more time, I'll just bring this slide up one more
Yeah.
time. Some of y'all gonna charge more than that 740.
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all gonna be 800, 850, 950. It just depends on where you live at. And
And
also,
your
what are you
overhead,
offering?
right? Overhead, and you don't want to
Yeah.
price yourself out of the market, right? Because there's always going to be somebody that undercuts you. So you want to make sure that you stand out in what you're providing, right? And that's one of the blessings about everyone that's come under Forston Consultants. Like we've been able to really see people go into the community and become preferred vendors at the hospitals and the healthcare organizations that they partner with because of the all together process. Like it's we don't just give you information, we give you the system. This is the independent living facility model system, right? So it's not just us teaching you it's how to maintain, it's how to sustain, it's how to separate yourself from the others. We give you the whole model and the system that's involved with running your independent living facility.
Yeah.
So real quick, someone asked what's included in the $56 in the Skool group. So just like we said, group coaching sessions bi-weekly. We've got coffee Q&A weekly. We have guest speakers that come in. Right now we've got a guest speaker, I think, for the next couple of weeks. Well,
And all
no,
the
1, 2,
replays
3.
too that you've missed
All
when you
of the
haven't been
replays.
there.
If you go
Yeah.
to the classroom, every last session we've had, a discussion that we've had, is uploaded in the classroom in Skool. We talk about whatever you need to know. This is a place where you
Yeah.
can come and get information. Like
Again, it's the
we
cheat
cannot
code.
have certain conversations here on our live spaces because they take more detail. Prime example, if you joined us, I want to say maybe a month ago now, one of our DIY clients had a situation and we were here live on a Saturday and we cut the live completely short and went to Skool. We jumped in Skool because something happened within the ILF in his ILF. So he wanted to talk through that. Now, remember, we have one-on-one coaching. That would have normally been a phone call that he would have got with us any time of the day,
Yeah.
because he was
That's the
one-on-one.
cheat code.
He's
That.
not. So DIY, he says, can we take this to Skool? And because it was a matter that needed attention, we left the YouTube live and went right into the Skool community where everybody else was able to now also learn from his session with us. So it's not just coming into Skool and typing stuff and thinking we're not going to respond. No. We go in
live.
Skool
Yeah.
and we go live in Skool. We have personal, like we've got Alicia this week, or is it
Personal
in the
credit.
next
Yep.
week, next 2 weeks? Personal credit, business credit with Flame Newton. We've got Miss Jackie Jackson and so many other people in the real estate space. Jackie Jackson is known for the tax liens and tax deeds, how to purchase a property at a discount. That's literally what that is. We've got Will Galloway, who's big on alternative ways of purchasing property, right? Through
So basically,
wholesale. And we're
yeah,
making it to where you have
the
no
complete
excuse.
entrepreneur now. So no more just learning ILF. So
Right.
I'm not sure if that person asked that is new to us, but
Yeah.
for years I only taught you ILF. Today we don't. We want you to be the complete entrepreneur and
Right.
give you more ways to be well-rounded,
Correct.
especially in real estate, business credit, business funding, personal credit. And again, like if you made me answer that question in less than 10 seconds, I'll say it's the cheat code versus you buying one-on-one coaching. Because the things that we discussed today in that group,
Yeah.
you could have never got us to talk about that unless you had our one-on-one coaching for years.
Yeah.
And we started this community probably now, what, 4 or 5 months ago, maybe?
Correct.
4 months ago, maybe?
Has it
So
been that long? I don't
we
think it's been
maybe
that
just
long.
over 90 days probably, but
Um,
people love it. And again, it's a way to be connected to
Yeah.
us without the high ticket price.
and then
Now, if you're somebody that need hand holding, you get one-on-one
don't-
coaching.
Yeah, and that comes,
right?
and the Skool
And then I
community
give
comes
you Skool with
with
the one-on-one
correct.
coaching.
You get
right?
Skool complimentary.
But yeah,
But The one thing I am going to be adding to the calendar, I don't know if I told Derek this, but I had a conversation with our virtual assistant team, and we're going to do a segment called Let's Talk VAs, because I want people to know how virtual assistants can be utilized, and I want them to tell you how they work, how they function, how what's too much, right? Some people get virtual assistants and they overdo it and don't get great outcomes. So the virtual assistants are going to be in there, and we're going to have VA talk. And that's going to populate probably once a month, because it'll be on their work schedule, it'll be on their normal work hours, so that they can have conversations with us. I do have something that Alex and I is scheduling, and we'll be doing this, I think, monthly. I think Alex said he can do monthly. And Alex is my virtual assistant that works fully in Digital Flow Solutions. He's from Nigeria, and he's been with me for, geez, Alex has been with us for years, like COVID. Yeah, Alex
Long
has been
time.
with us around 6 years. Amazing. He's like a brother to us. Like, he's like our little brother. All of our virtual assistants become family to us, like, period, because they've been with us for so long. But we're going to discuss things that a lot of people don't know what Digital Flow Solutions can do. And we're going to do demos, like webinar style demos. Unfortunately, we won't be able to host that in Skool. So we will host that on our StreamYard webinar platform, but we will post the replays in Skool. The reason why we cannot host that in Skool is because Nigeria does not allow the Skool platform. It doesn't work. So even with a private VPN, it was still kind of funky. So we're going to test it again with a VPN for Alex, but we will have to do it on an alternative platform so that he can be there with us. Because, like, prime example, I do some of the stuff in Skool myself, but it's easier to have somebody working while I'm talking. So that way, as we're building, you can see it being built in real time, and me not having to stop and say, hold on, let me do this, or hold on, let me do that. But we do a lot of conversations, live conversations about the things that you need to really function and operate the independent living facility model as an actual true business. This is not a hobby. This is not a part-time gig. We dive in head first, with all tools, all information to help you make the best out of your business. So, prime example, some other things that are in the Skool community. We talk about different tools that you can use to help you promote and market your business. If you're not at that place to start hiring a virtual assistant, like, there's a lot of things that we discuss to help you become an entrepreneur, right? You work full time. Most people work full time in this space, um, in their jobs, and they start this to transition out of their full time job. So we want to make sure that you have all of the tools in your quiver so that you can be successful.
Yep.
Now it's just up to you to implement.
Yep.
So that's it.
And
I'm
of
done.
course, all the ILF coaching and teaching that you can tolerate, right? So even
Yeah.
all of my master classes, they upload that stuff inside of the Skool community. So even when people miss it,
Yeah.
like, they don't worry because they're in Skool, right? And
Because they're
Skool is
there.
just, when you hear us say that, that's just the platform. And it's called Skool, but that's our private ILF Founders
Yeah.
Academy.
And
So we're super
congratulations to
excited about
you.
that.
I want to say a big congratulations to the ILF Founders Academy, because I've been going on Facebook lately and seeing that you're in Skool ads. So our community has ranked
Yeah,
in such a way that we're now promoted by Skool.
yeah,
So
super
we
proud of
promote
that.
it, but
Yeah,
Skool also promotes us.
right.
So that
School
means
is
that our
promoting it.
community is very
Yeah,
consistent in activity, and that we're
yeah.
boosting their algorithm based on the interactions and engagements in our community. So
And just so y'all
congratulations.
know, thank you, Shay, and just
Yeah,
to us actually, but
yeah,
just so that you
congratulations.
guys even know what she's talking about, there are hundreds of thousands of Skool communities. And guys, we're ranking right in that range of like 590 to 600.
Yeah,
And that's good,
we
right?
started
Because the
in the
lower the number, the better.
in the twelve
So
thousands.
yeah,
No, we
it's
started in the fifteen
hundreds of
thousands.
thousands of
Yeah,
groups. So for us to be somewhere between 590 and 600, that is something to
yeah,
celebrate. So I just want to thank and appreciate everybody that's in it, what you guys add to it. And that's the cool
correct.
part. It ain't just all of us.
It's y'all.
It's you guys also that add to the experience. So we appreciate that. So what I want to do even before we end I want to take another quick commercial break, but I want to come back and possibly answer maybe 3 questions. If you guys have 3 questions, especially if you just happen to have joined us and you're new, the title today was Two Homes, meaning two ILFs, leave your job, right? Now, if that fits you, great. If it doesn't, maybe you need 3. But in my experience, most people that find us in terms of what you make on your regular job, you can get 2 of these and walk off of your job. Because I just showed you guys 2 houses after all expenses. That was 3 and 3. That is 6 grand a month. Guys, I couldn't dream of 6 grand a month as I was making, what was that, 28 grand a year? Ugh, that's a tough living. So anyway, I'm going to take a really quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
I have a challenge for you. If you could ask me one question about how to start an independent living facility, what would it be? Join me August the 4th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern to do just that, and we'll see you there. Click the link below. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they don't have the right information. And August the 4th, I'm answering the biggest questions people ask about how do you start an independent living facility. Click the link below, and we'll see you at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, August the 4th. Your biggest question about starting an independent living facility? Is it the funding? Is it how do you get your first client? Maybe it's how do you make everybody get along together? Whatever your question is, bring it August the 4th at 7:30 p.m. I'm explaining all of that on our masterclass. Click the link below. I've been teaching people how to start their own independent living facility for years, but you know what I noticed? Everybody's got that one question that kind of stops them from getting started, and I want to be the cure to that. August the 4th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, I want to teach you and answer every question that you have about the ILF model so that you can leave the 9-to-5 grind and do something that you're truly being called to. Let's go. What's going on, David? You've been missing in action, so I got to ask you, have you heard about Derrick's new Skool community, the one where he meets with you every 14 days? Yeah, I heard Derrick saying something about that, but I knew he had that other community for like $5. What's the difference between those two? This new community is just what it says. It's a community. I'll admit, that $5 thing, that was a group. Derrick was never live in there. There was no Q&As. There was no pouring into that group other than that masterclass he put in it. This community, Derrick is going to teach you guys every 14 days, and you also get a front row seat to hear Derrick coach his one-on-one and his group community. So imagine having Derrick every 14 days, listening to him coach his one-on-one people, the group coaching people, and you can also bring your questions. And that's only $57 a month. Call me crazy, but that sounds like the cheat code right there. You mean to tell me I can meet with Derrick every 14 days and not pay the $7,500 for the one-on-one coaching? I can meet with Derrick every 14 days and not pay the $5 grand even for the group coaching. And you telling me it's only $57 and it's called the Skool community? You're absolutely right. This is the cheat code. So for many years, the only way to get Derrick's coaching that deep, you had to get the one-on-one coaching or the group coaching. Now for only $57 a month, you get a community in Derrick every 14 days. That's the cheat code. Well, I'll just go ahead and tell you, if that's the case, sign me up. Because I'll admit, I've always wanted Derrick's coaching, right? But it's a little, extreme in terms of price. But for $57 a month, sign me up. Where you say you're going to put that link at? Knucklehead David, I'm going to put the link below. And what's really cool, David, I'm actually going to take the first 100 people that signed up, and we're going to call them the founding members. They're also going to get a 40% affiliate link. So when they invite somebody, they actually get paid for it every month. So it's reoccurring. So if you invite 3 people, essentially your membership is free. I hope that makes sense.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you heard those 2 gentlemen, right? My 2 knucklehead brothers. Well, David is a knucklehead. Dennis is pretty
The
sharp.
real knucklehead
Right.
is sitting right here.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much again, man, for joining us. You guys have a lot of choices of where y'all could be today, and y'all chose to be here. So I want to just be a reminder that August the 4th, 7:30 p.m., join us. You got one question that you just are stuck on.
Yeah.
Bring that. I want to answer it. And then remember, from the statistics, I'm bringing what stops most people too. But my team is also sending out a survey to everybody that do sign up that night for the masterclass. Like, what is that one question? If you could corner me in a corner, right, for 8 minutes, and you had one question, which one would you want me to go deep on? They're going to ask you that. Other than that, make sure that you guys also consider the DIY program, and don't buy it from my website at $9.97. That's a great price. But join the Skool community where you get us. And now you combine that. So in the Skool community, it's only $6.97. So I give you a huge break just for being in the Skool community.
Yeah.
And again, guys, don't eat the dream, right? $57 a month is $1.83 a day.
And
You
you can
can't buy
pay.
nothing to
And can
eat
I
with a
tell?
dollar and 83
Can we
cents.
tell them this? And if you buy it for the year, you get, what is it, 20% off?
Correct.
So
So
you get 20% off.
there's a choice to pay $4.97 for the whole year.
Yeah,
And that's like a 25% discount. So
it's
I make it a
amazing.
no-brainer, guys. And again, to me, the cheat code is getting the school community and the DIY. So now you got the software, the systems, the VA, and all the legal paperwork. Now you come to school
Yeah.
and get the game. It's almost like
We
getting
have and we
one-on-one
have
coaching.
a ball in school, right? No
Right?
questions off limits.
Yeah.
If we need to navigate it a little deeper, I get that time to do that, or Derrick gets that time to do that with you in school, where we can't hear on the live, right? When we meet in school, it's Zoom style. So it's not
Yeah.
like this, is not webinar style. Now, although when we have special guests come in, we do go webinar style, but then we also allow you guys to, once we're done, that speaker is done, we transition it to Zoom style. So you're able to speak and unmute, ask questions, all of that stuff. So we want you engaged in school because it's a place where we get to freely give. When we learn things, we bring it directly back to school.
Yeah.
Derrick and I have a few things that we're interested in doing, some coaching, some education and training that we're doing. When we get that information, we bring it to school so that you all are informed. Excuse me, especially if it betters what we're doing. So that's why we love the school. Like, I love school. That is why I have been committed and been going
Yeah. Shade it
live pretty
weekly in
much
there. Yeah.
every Tuesday, unless we're
Yeah.
out of town or traveling. But even like when we were on vacation in May, everybody was like, no coffee Q&A, what? And we went on vacation in Vegas and we did a coffee Q&A from
Yeah.
our hotel in Vegas because we wanted to keep the consistency, and we see that people really enjoy the conversation. They really enjoy the ability to ask Derrick and I questions and get real-time answers. So we love doing it. Um, I ain't gonna tell you, but somebody's supposed to be doing some pop-ups. So it ain't just me out here on this limb all by myself. Nah, but I'm just joking.
And also, let me say this too.
Mhm,
The one-on-one coaching is very valuable to have me in your back pocket.
correct.
Lee and Antonia went through something over the last 3 days that we couldn't cure that in the school
We
community.
could not.
They got one-on-one coaching. That takes multiple phone calls, backwards and forwards,
Yeah.
and that's bad English. But Lee, if you still here, shout me out in the chat.
Actually, let's have
We
that be
can't.
let's have that be the conversation we hold in school on Tuesday.
Yeah, they
If
have to
y'all
share
aren't
that.
driving, if y'all are
But
not on the
that's an
road.
example of what one-on-one coaching covers. You can't bring a problem to me like that. And we saw that in a session in school. Can't
Mm-mm.
do it. It's too many questions back and forth. Some of it's personal.
Yeah,
Well, all y'all don't need to know, right? And then some of it's delicate the way you got to be careful of how we present it and say it.
correct.
And not on YouTube.
Right.
And not even in
Not even in
school.
school. Right.
So that's where the one-on-one coaching is. And what's cool about Anthony and Lee, they started the journey like most of y'all probably should start it. They didn't know me from a can of paint. Now you can't separate us. And I
Correct.
live in Florida. They live in North Carolina. Watch this though. They came in and said, "Ooh, this seems cool. Let me go to YouTube and just see if this guy Derrick worth his weight in salt." They bought the group,
Collective.
the
The collective.
collective thing that I got. I think that was $5. They sat around
No, not
more.
that. The
Came in and bought
collective.
the group coaching,
Yeah.
4,500, I think. They was like, "Oh my God." And
And they
they were
started moving
moving
so
so
fast. Yeah.
fast at the speed of instruction. I said, "Guys, I'll be honest. You guys are outgrowing the group coaching because the group coaching sees me every 14 days. One-on-one, they can call me every day, Monday through Friday from 10 to 4. No problem. They upgraded to one-on-one. Now they got houses. They're a part of boards. They're asking Antonia to lead a board.
Yeah.
And guess where she get most of that advice from? Because they don't know, which ain't none of their business. She kind of young at this. But her big brother and
Be the
Shay,
parrot in the pocket.
especially the big sister, Shay's been on all of their calls because sometimes I be in coaching. But that's just a good example of, again, one more time, what the one-on-one coaching is like when
You
I'm
get
in
two
your back pocket.
consultants for one.
And you get two because
Yeah.
watch this. That nonprofit is not my game. That one over there specializes in it. Now that LLC, that other side, that's me. Keeping you off the Channel 8 news,
Yeah.
that's me.
Yeah.
Keeping you out of jail, that's me. Keeping money in your pocket, enough to feed your family, that's me. Shay gonna keep you compliant, out of trouble, and if you go nonprofit, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And then if I'm busy, she's just as great as coach as I am.
I'm a little bit better.
Probably better because she's smarter than me. Make sense, y'all? So anyway, here's some advice if you're a single male or woman. Marry well. That's going to be
You married
70%
well, babe?
very well.
Oh.
What's that term when people say you over married or you over something? Like, I don't deserve this. And I ain't trying to gain no brownie points today because I'm good there too. You got to marry well. That's going to be half of life's battles. Your boo thing, your boyfriend, the eventual husband, house band, the house band. Lee, you feel me? Husband, but house band. What
Bands
bands
have house
all of this
together.
together? You gotta, women, you gotta marry well.
Yeah.
And because y'all are my family, y'all are my sisters, watch this. Father God, in the name of Jesus, right now, the women that are listening to me, these are my sisters. I want you to keep and guide them and give them and bring them the right male.
Yeah.
Your words say that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and
now.
findeth favor with the Lord. So God, can you find a good man to find these women that desire one? Now don't raise your hand and don't put it in the chat. But if you desire a mate, a male, and you desire to be married, just shake your head in your living room. Why did I say library? Just shake your head. And that prayer is for you, that God bring you the right person. You're not supposed to find him now. That's the one that ain't gonna work. He got to find you. And Shay got a whole teaching about what makes you findable. Oh, don't get us on that. Because somebody don't know how to be findable as a woman. You can't be loud like me. Meek and mild, let him find you. I don't know why I said that, but somebody needed that probably.
Was I meek and mild?
Let's end this. Yeah, I was over the top, really. When I saw you, you were like glass water, like, and I was like I was. Anyway, y'all, I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Before I go, we still have one more scholarship.
Oh, right.
Right. So if somebody wants our one-on-one coaching, we have a scholarship for $2,500 to go towards that. The original price is $7,500. My team is giving $2,500 off of $7,500.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we also have that 6-month program. Most of y'all been around us so long, you only know us for the 12-month. Remember, they cut it down, and there's one now for 6 months, and that's $1,000 towards that one that they have. And it's one more left of each. 6-month program, $1,000 off that $4,500. 12-month program, $2,500 off that $7,500. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ever ask or think, according to God's power
that worketh in us. God bless you. See you on Monday.
Bye, y'all. Well, I never saw a response on screen though. I want to say she must have just came in and came out.